Hey up everybody, Magpie Gaming here, I hope you're all doing well. So on the back of my fourth update for the 0.12 patch for Escape from Tarkov, there were some other details that were spoken about by Nikita with the streamers that he was doing the podcast with, and I didn't include them in the update video because I believe this one deserves its own video. And they did speak about the fact that on the day of the patch they will do a thematic podcast, as they say, and whilst the patch is going live, they will stay live on the podcast so that people can give their initial feedback on that once 0.12 is released. I think that's a good idea, but they also spoke about one of the pre-wipe events. Now, we've all been waiting to know what the pre-wipe events might be this time, and obviously when the pre-wipe events are announced, you know that you're roughly a week away from the patch. I think that's why people want to know more about pre-wipe events than anything else, because it gives us a solid idea of when the patch will land. But this time they spoke about secured containers. For a pre-wipe event, they are going to remove the ability to put stuff in your secure container during the raid. They say that this is for testing purposes, and if the community will like it, the devs can make this a permanent change for the game. So what they're saying is you will be able to put stuff in your container pre-raid. So you'll be able to put your meds in there, your docs cases, your key bars, your ammunition, whatever it is you put in your secure container, you'll be able to do that as normal before you go into a raid. But during the raid, you won't be able to put anything in it. So that, to me, first and foremost, sounds like a really shit pre-wipe event, stopping people putting stuff in their container. I don't see where the fun in that is. I suppose it could be a little bit of a twist on things, but to be honest, you use your secure container to get valuable items out. When you're that close to wiping in the game, does anybody really give a shit about getting a Bitcoin or a Tetris machine out? You know, unless you're really down on your money and you want to fund your raids over the next few days before the game wipes, who really cares? So it does seem like they're putting it more in for a test and to see how the community reacts. Got to say that reading Reddit and Facebook and Twitter posts, etc., there seems to be quite a backlash against this at the moment, and it's going to become one of these things where it pits streamers against your average everyday gamer. I hate the fact that this always seems to be an issue with Escape from Tarkov, but the fact is that more streamers would enjoy this mechanic than, your everyday gamer. Your secure container is your last resort backup within the game. If things are going wrong, it means that you can get at least something out of the raid that will allow you to maybe go into your future raids a bit more kitted. Nobody wants to go, hunting for stuff and be able to, lose it all the time. So you're going to lose decent stuff. And for what? Because you can't put it in your secure container? It does seem like a bit of a shitty move to me. Now, one thing that's pointed out by a lot of people is that this would overnight eradicate a lot of hatchet players on maps. It would push hatchets to at least take a weapon and maybe some form of protection, take a really basic loadout instead of just running with the hatchet, because as a hatchet you are guaranteed to get something out because you can drop your stuff in your secure container. Now, I myself, as people that follow me will know that I do big on hatchet runs. I enjoy them. It is one way that I can play the game sometimes when I'm not able to play it in what is seen as the more acceptable way to play the game, playing it with gear on and that. But my home situation means that sometimes I can't game with a headset on, but if I can maybe fit a couple of hatchet runs in, and doing that during the week funds my fully geared raids on a weekend. So that would pretty much vanish for me, and I think if they were to make this permanent, yes, some people would like it. They think that it's a hardcore feature that's missing from the game, but my personal take on it is that it shouldn't happen. It's, like I say, your last resort fallback, getting stuff out in that container. It's, one way that fuels the flea market economy is people getting things within raid, getting them out in their containers and putting them onto the flea market. If you were then to stop people getting things out in their secure containers, you're going to have less things coming into the market, meaning that the prices of things are going to go up. Now, I know that generally an economy will balance itself out, so it's not going to be one of these things where you're not going to have the money to get those, because if you're not making money from doing the hatchet runs, you're going to be going in geared, you're going to be getting more gear out, so you'd have more to sell. So generally it should balance itself out. But my personal take is that I just think it's a really shitty idea. As a pre-wipe event, it's a load of bollocks. I think, a pre-wipe event for me is making all of the traders unlocked, lowering the prices right down, allowing you to test kit and loadouts that you generally may not have access to or generally might not use because you're scared of losing that stuff in raid, but who cares, the game's going to wipe in a couple of days anyway. That's a pre-wipe event to me. Or making all of the scavs scav raiders, that's a pre-wipe event. Something that's fun, something that allows you to play the game in a different way than what you would usually. Removing the ability to put stuff in your secure container, there's no fun in that. I don't understand that whatsoever. It seems like it's a really crap idea. I think somebody's been pissed up at Battlestate and come up with this idea. But again, like I say, streamers may tend to enjoy this mechanic more because people will enjoy watching them. The risk goes right up when you're not able to put stuff in your secure container. So I believe that it's something that's maybe pitted more to streamers than it is your average gamer. And I think if this was to be implemented, your average gamer would probably dump this game. The player base for Escape from Tarkov right now is perilously low due to a lot of factors, mainly due to the fact that we haven't had an update for so long. Even though it's well documented why we haven't had one, and when we will, get one, it will bring a lot of good changes to the game. But anything that is going to keep that player count down, what is the point? It's just, I don't know. You're going to remove that ability, and I don't understand it and I don't agree with it. But I want to pass this question off to you guys. What do you think about this? If they were to make this a permanent change, would it stop you playing the game? Would you think, no, fuck that, it's going to be too hard now, it's going to take me ages to get, certain things out, certain mundane items that you need for tasks are going to be exceptionally hard to get out of raids now. So, for instance, like the rechargeable batteries, you need so many of those. You can drop quite a few of those in a secure container. Now you're going to struggle to get them out at all. I don't know. It's one of those things where I just think, just when you think Battlestate are getting their shit together, they come up with something like this. Now, as they say, if people like it, they could make it a change. They don't say that they will, and hopefully they won't. In my opinion anyway, I hope that they won't. But I'd like to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.